Just imagine that you are stranded alone on an unknown planet where the strange creatures are after your life. Something similar happens in our story today. The story begins with a mining spaceship named Borealis. There were some workers in the spaceship who were traveling by lying in their cryopods. Cryopods were such machines that no matter how many years a person sleeps inside them, his age does not increase. And suddenly an asteroid in space changed its path, and it started moving towards the Borealis very fast. Within a few moments, it collided with the Borealis ship, and in an emergency, the cryopod separated from the spaceship automatically. Then the ship's AI system named Lenar woke up the workers so that it could prepare them for the upcoming difficulties. As soon as the asteroid hit, a worker named Andy peeked out. Leonard told him to stay calm, and then he made arrangements for Andy's safety. A few moments after separating from there, the cryopod started moving towards a nearby planet. As soon as all the cryopods entered the atmosphere of this new planet, many cryopods suddenly caught fire, and the people inside them were reduced to ashes. On the other hand, Andy's cryopod was saved from the fire, but its speed was very high during landing. It was about to crash into a mountain when suddenly the pod turned itself round and moved forward. Eventually it crash-landed, but Andy's life was saved. Andy had fainted, and suddenly he saw a glimpse of his family, and he stood up immediately. When he looked around, he was trapped in a mountainous area, and there were dark clouds all around. Andy tried to talk to the ship's AI system, but there was no response. Suddenly the ground started shaking, so Leonard advised him to get out of the pods. Now the problem was that Andy was not able to open the pod. Then he opened the survival kit, and there was not even a flare gun in it, because in reality, he was a low-level laborer. Eventually, Andy broke the window of the pod with the help of a fire extinguisher wisher and tried to escape from there. But then the pod turned due to the shaking of the ground, and the sharp glass tore Sandy's suit. The planet warned him that without the suit, he would not be able to survive on this planet for long, after which Andy quickly repaired the suit with a special prayer. Then, the landlord told Andy that the pod had caught fire. Now Andy immediately came out of the rancor pod somehow, but he did not forget to bring his son's last toy with him. Now he was standing alone on an unknown planet, but then he saw the burning Borealis ship entering the planet. As soon as the ship crashed, there was a huge explosion. This explosion generated so much energy that Andy fell very far away, but luckily his life was saved. After this, Andy asked his AI Leonard where he was at this moment. So Leonard told him that he was on an unknown planet, about which humans did not know much, and their ship could not reach its real destination. Suddenly, Andy saw a light from a distance, and he started moving towards it. On the way, he found the debris of Borealis, and his eyes fell on another pod. He tried to take out the oxygen tank from the pod so that he could stay alive on this planet for a longer time. But suddenly a dead body fell from it, and he got very scared seeing it. Well, he mustered up the courage to take out the oxygen tank, but it was now completely damaged. Now he got worried and started walking towards the light again. After he left, we see that there were paw marks of some dangerous animal on that pod. This meant that Andy was not alone here. Well, when Andy reached that light, he found another worker, whose name was Dane. Dane was very happy to see Andy. During the conversation, it was revealed that they did not have anything special to eat or drink here. Well, then Dane told Andy that his company chose a short route to save money, but there were asteroids on that route, due to which the plane crashed. Grain worked in the communications department, so now he was going to send a signal to the Earth and ask for help so that a rescue ship could be sent to save them. He told Auntie that this signal will take 8 months to reach the Earth. Even if they send the fastest rescue ship, it will take at least 2 years to reach here. Dwayne said that they will have to go south and find another debris of the Burhal. And as long as they are stuck on this planet, they can live there. Hearing all this, poor Andy lost courage, but Dylan somehow encouraged him. Now suddenly, due to Andy's foot hitting him, a wire of Dylan's system got disconnected. As soon as he turned to connect it to Andy, suddenly a ferocious animal picked up the drain and took it away in a moment. Andy did not even get a clue. He could not understand where the drain was. Anyway, he sent a signal to the Earth, and then he picked up the drain's gun and went alone to find the other part of Burles. In a short time, the oxygen in his oxygen tank was very low, but still he was moving forward. Then suddenly a new voice came on his radio. It was a girl named Naomi. She told Andy that her leg was stuck under the gay pod and also sent him her location. Now the landlord warned Andy that the area where Naomi is very dangerous. Nothing will be visible properly there, and Andy will run out of all oxygen by the time he reaches there. Then the landlord instructed him to reach the remaining part of their ship so that Andy can fill his oxygen tank first. But then Naomi asked him for help and said that her pot had oxygen for both of them, so Andy melted and agreed to help her. This is what happens with girls. Brother, there is no oxygen. We will save the girl by putting our lives in danger. Now Andy was moving towards her, so both of them started talking. Then in a few hours it became night, and Andy started feeling something strange. He felt as if something was moving in the darkness, so he asked Leonard to scan this area. But Leonard was an old AI model, which the company used to save money, and they could not do this. Well, after an hour, Andy was once again feeling the presence of someone in the dark while walking. Then he told Naomi about the disappearance of the court drain and started wondering what could have happened to him. Then Auntie's eyes fell on strange footprints, and while following them, he reached a hole which was surrounded by spider webs from all sides. Seeing this, he got very scared, and he immediately told Naomi that there could be alien spiders on this planet. Now Randy started walking fast because he had realized the danger. He was finding such spider webs on the way. Then I asked him why he agreed to do such labor work. Hearing this, Randy remembered the moments he had spent happily with his wife and son in the past. He told Andy Naomi that his wife and son had left him. At that very moment, he suddenly heard someone growling, and he started looking around in fear. Then, the landlord told him that there were many trackers around him. The surprising thing was that these trackers belonged to his friends who were already dead. As soon as he reached near the tracker, he fired the prayer gun so that he could see properly with its light. What Andy saw in the light of the prayer gun made the ground slip from under his feet. In front of him were huge spiders with tails like scorpions, and they were all moving fast towards Andy. The spider chased him from above, but Andy just kept running and suddenly fell down from the top of a hill. I don't know how, but Andy survived even after falling from such a height. The spider was growling from above, but did not jump down with Andy. Now Andy informed someone in Nayo about these spiders. Actually, the trackers that he was seeing belonged to his companions who were eaten by these spiders, so now the signal was coming from their stomachs. Banding saw that oxygen was leaking very fast from his suit, so he stopped the leakage with the help of a spray. Suddenly, he heard a soft sound of Drain on the radio. Drain told Andy and Naomi that he was facing these dangerous spiders. Then Naomi told Andy to go help Dwin, but after falling down the hill, Andy's GPS was damaged. So Naomi told him the way to reach Drain on the radio. Finally, Andy reached Wayne, but by then he was surrounded by spiders. Dwayne shouted that he has a plan, but before he could do anything, a spider attacked Dwayne. Now Andy immediately hid behind a pod, and the spider brutally killed and ate Dwayne. Now another spider was heading towards Andy with his scent. At that time, Naomi turned on the light of another pod nearby and distracted the spider. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Andy hid in another pod. But there too, someone's dead body was rotting. Then Auntie asked Naomi to turn off the light of the pod, but Naomi had something else in mind. He turned on the lights of all the pods at once, due to which the spiders got attracted towards the pods. And here, Handy saw the opportunity and ran away. But still a spider started following him, and finally he reached a foggy area. Now Handy asked Naomi to come out of her pot as soon as possible, but Naomi was still trapped. Now Naomi was very scared, so Auntie sang a song for her which he used to sing often in his past life. After this, Naomi said that the drain is dead, and now only 2 people are left alive on this planet. Meanwhile, Auntie was coming out of the foggy area when he started wondering why the spiders were following him now. Did you leave it? Well, then a flock of very beautiful purple fireflies appeared in front of him. On seeing them, he stopped there for a moment. Suddenly, all those fireflies became red with anger and attacked Andy. Andy somehow managed to save his life and got out of there. Then Naomi said that maybe spiders are afraid of fireflies, that is why they did not chase Andy. Before Andy could say anything, suddenly a huge animal's mouth came out from the ground and swallowed Andy in one go. At that very moment, memories of his family started flashing before Andy's eyes. After this, Andy noticed a difference in the body of that animal, so he asked the landlord for help. Seeing the inside of the animal's body, he felt that it was probably having a heart attack. Well, then the landlord released a poisonous gas from Andy's suit, due to which the animal's stomach started burning from inside, and it vomited and threw Andy out at the same moment. After this, when the Anti stumbled forward, he fell in a cave-like place which was completely filled with fireflies. All the fireflies attacked him at that very moment, and the Anti immediately ran away and came out from the other side. After she left, Jugnu did not follow her. Now Anti's suit had very little oxygen left, but still, instead of going to another part of the ship, he started going towards Naomi. Finally, as soon as he reached Naomi, his oxygen got over. Naomi immediately gave him oxygen from her tank, and then Andy tried to free Naomi's trapped legs, but he did not have that much strength left in his body. With the help of some tools, he somehow freed Naomi, and both of them immediately came out of the pods. After this, Andy tied a piece of iron to Naomi's leg so that she could get more support in walking. Then both of them together removed useful things from Naomi's pods, and then Naomi thanked him because he came to play with her instead of going into the ship. Within a few seconds, a swarm of spiders reached there. Seeing them, they themselves ran away. After running for some time, both of them fell down, and now a spider was ready to attack them. Now Naomi fired her flare gun on it, due to which the dreaded spider left them and started running towards the flare gun. Taking advantage of this opportunity, both of them reached the other part of Boral. Now Naomi was not able to close the door because there was a problem in the control system. Then after a lot of efforts, they were successful in closing the door, where one of the spiders died after getting bitten on the beach. After this, a swarm of spiders started attacking the door fiercely, due to which Naomi and Sandy hid in the inner parts of the ship. There the emergency lights were on, which meant that the backup generator was still running. Naomi knew all the routes of the ship, so he moved ahead, and Andes did not know much about Hib, so he kept following Naomi. In a few moments, they found a cabin in which oxygen was present, and all the things they needed. While opening that cabin, he suddenly saw a stream of blood flowing, and he understood that a spider had entered the evil desire. Both of them immediately hid and saw the spider laying the egg. Then the spider covered the egg with webs and kept a dead body next to it for it to eat. Seeing all this, Andy felt very nervous. The spider did not feel scared of their presence there and quietly went away from there. Now, as soon as Naomi and Andy came out, suddenly another spider attacked them from behind. Andy immediately took Naomi into a room and taunted from inside. He thought that now they were safe. But Naomi explained to him that they had come out by mistake. Hearing this, Andy got so angry that he started banging the door with an iron rod. But now it was of no use. There was oxygen in that room, so both of them took off their helmets. Andy sat down and started talking to each other. Andy showed Naomi a video of his wife and son and told her that they were returning from Andy's birthday party. They met with a terrible accident in which his wife and child died, but somehow he survived and started saying that his life was now meaningless. And then Naomi explained to him that you have saved my life. Maybe that's why it was important for you to stay alive. Have you ever thought about it this way? Naomi said that she had lost faith in people, and seeing Auntie, her hope has been revived. Saying this, Naomi hugged her, but then she saw that some fireflies were stuck on Auntie's suit, and then suddenly a spider broke the door from outside and entered inside. At the same time, Naomi broke that firefly's nest and threw it towards the spider, due to which the spider retreated at that very moment. Andio saw an opportunity and ran away, but he narrowly escaped falling into the cargo pit, and then a spider came running from behind at full speed, due to which that spider fell down and when the spider tried to attack them again, Auntie threw Naomi's spray towards the spider. As soon as the spider chewed the spray, there was an explosion which made them numb for a moment. Seeing the same opportunity, Naomi and Auntie ran away. Then Auntie made a plan to kill this spider by crushing it under a pod. She asked Naomi and the spider to divert their attention towards her, and herself started looking for a pod. Then Leonard informed her that a pod was currently present 2 floors above them. Now Andy climbed up to that pod, and here the spider was attacking Naomi. To help Naomi, Andy turned off all the lights, and Naomi escaped from the spider's attack. After this, Naomi got emergency lights,